Welcome to the MBA 6011 Enhancing Global Teams Through Online Training presentation. This presentation is put together and presented by Casey Allen, Ashley Bedard, Graham Holdsworth, and Guy Sobak. In the presentation today, we're going to present the reasoning for the training and educate the audience to the problems that this training is aimed to mitigate, educate the audience on the content of the online training, illuminate the benefits of this training to its users and leadership, and demonstrate via an online sample module the essence of the training. Through the creation and development of this presentation, we kept these objectives in mind for the end user to benefit overall. Global virtual teams are becoming more and more popular in today's business world. There are so many advantages that a global team can offer an organization. However, it is important to note that global teams, like any other team, are prone to having many issues, especially because the teams are not co-located. When you have individuals from various cultural backgrounds who are not familiar with working with one another, it can lead to misunderstandings and the inability to build trust. This is why it is important for organizations to recognize the potential pitfalls right off the hop and help guide their team to success. For these reasons, this is why we have created this 8-part online training module to help build stronger businesses and create opportunities for organizations to grow their success. The online training modules is intended to give leadership and the team members of a virtual global team the theoretical background that will elaborate on the reasons for pitfalls of doing business in a global team environment and how one might avoid them. Here you will find 8 modules which we believe to be the most important components for global teams to fully understand in order to conduct the most effective business possible. First up, we have the understanding cultural differences. In today's global business environment, understanding cultural diversities is crucial for the success of the organization and its survival. Both the leadership and the members of the organization need to be able to recognize the differences and mitigate conflicts that might arise due to these differences. Moreover, recognizing the differences can create additive values which benefit the organization in the long run. The leader of the group has a major responsibility in building a team that would know the different cultures within, and respect is of major importance within that team. In this module, teams will explore aspects of cultural differences, including communication, workplace behavior, and the hierarchy in the organization. They will also look at how to mitigate cultural differences, how to sustain cultural differences, and various different cultural faux pas, and how to overcome them. In the second module, we looked at building trust virtually. Trust within a global team allows all members to understand that each of them play an integral role and that actions, judgments, and expectations affect one another. Trusted relationships on a global team contribute to motivation, loyalty, and satisfaction. However, building trust within these teams can be challenging. Typically, trust is formed from personal relationships in the workplace, but on teams who are not co-located, team members rely more heavily on task-based trust, which occurs through responsiveness, completing tasks, and taking responsibility for one's work. Module 2 is designed to help teams with remote trust-building skills so they can better connect with one another and earn trust. In this module, teams will explore what trustworthiness is and how it applies to a virtual setting, barriers to building trust on global teams, and various strategies to build and sustain trust on that team. In the third module, we looked at building open communication skills. Global leaders need to be able to appropriately balance distance work with face-to-face communication. Leaders must encourage open communication and brainstorming, all while avoiding blame. Face-to-face interactions provide more contextual cues on how an individual is reacting to the discussion, where global teams do not. Leaders must develop a network of working relationships among their team members, which are built on the understanding and trust, and ensure respect is shown for the different cultures on the global team. Module 3 of the training module program is designed to help global teams create an environment where team members can quickly reach out to one another by leveraging different skills and technology in an open space. Module 3 will define how to create an open environment for this sharing of information amongst the team, how to match technology to the task, and how to overcome barriers with virtual communication. In the fourth module, we looked at conducting effective virtual meetings. Working with a global team often finds leaders and staff connecting remotely through a virtual meeting. The challenge becomes one of building rapport, trust, and ensuring effective and efficient communication takes place during an allotted time so actionable results can follow. Module 4 of the training plan will enable leaders and teams to review the etiquette and interaction of the team communication to drive efficiency towards those measurables. There are 7 steps to ensure that a meeting is worthwhile and effective. These steps include connecting team members' personal lives with one another to form a common ground, agenda preparation, and previously sending agendas before the meeting begins. Give up control and focus on collaboration, creating a level playing field, keep people engaged, and checking back for actionable results. In the 5th module, we looked at influencing remotely. The success of a virtual team depends not only on the maturity and wisdom of the leadership, but on the character and quality of the team members. The inspiration that each person has towards the goal, and the ability to share and rejoice in the successful journey that will ultimately produce greater harmony and efficiency than a team with private agendas, personal differences, and misunderstandings about the project's scope and path. Module 5 of the training program addresses inspiring both leaders, and as a team member. In this module, teams will explore what is inspiring versus what motivation is, communication as inspiration, employee recognition, opportunities for advancement, and performance measures. In the 6th module, we looked at managing conflict at a distance. Colleagues are more likely to take disagreements personally when challenges to their ideas arrive in their inbox from colleagues who are miles or even oceans apart instead of in the next cubicle. They can't see the context or the nuance or even facial expressions of the person who is engaging in this task conflict. Module 6, teams explore the cause of the conflicts, how a leader will recognize conflict, how conflict can be managed both as a leader and between colleagues, creating successful strategies, and an activity section for leadership learners who wish to have more an interpersonal outcome. In the 7th module, we looked at an inspiration separated from motivation. Leading an effective global team provides different challenges than one that is co-located and requires leadership to generate inspiration deeper within their team. Working remotely can provide the opportunity to become disengaged and simply punch the clock a lot easier than physically working in the same office as your boss. To combat this notion, it is critical to not only engage employees, but drive inspiration. Module 7 explains what it takes to shift from being motivational to being inspirational. In today's economy, it is imperative that more successful businesses capitalize on their human capital, and the most efficient way to do this is to connect emotionally through inspiration. In this module, teams will explore traits of an inspirational leader and what team inspiration really is. And finally, in the final module, we looked at the use of technology for virtual meetings. While the previous modules have been focused on the interpersonal and psychological aspects of the virtual team interaction, Module 8 was designed as an audit of the tools and applications that allow teams to communicate anywhere in the world. It will communicate a pool of content, management systems, applications, software, virtual immersion platforms, and strategies for their use will be presented to the trainees. Group dynamics are intricate enough when the team members are co-located. Add one more aspect, such as virtual and distance teamwork, and the whole field of interaction evolves to a much higher dimension of working together. The 8 modules developed through review and research of best practice can be an aid to any organization that finds itself about to begin multinational projects, or to organizations that have already started, but through lessons learned, realized they have not handled the process correctly. When organizations complete all of the 8 modules, they will become more familiar with the importance of recognizing cultural differences and how to successfully use the various cultures to their advantage in the workplace. Global teams will learn how to build trust and better communicate with one another, how to conduct effective virtual meetings, how to influence remotely, manage conflict, and motivate team members. And finally, here you will find a link to a prototype module which we have created so you can visually see how the training will be used. For the purpose of this presentation, we have decided to create the module on using technology for virtual meetings. Please take a moment to physically see the module. Click the link below and you will be taken off-site to the program that we chose to use, and we hope that you enjoy the presentation of this information and go through the module as it is outlined and take the quiz at the end. Thank you so much for your attention and have a great day.